In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the tech.
Third and final segment of the show here on the Tech Zone. I am Paul Amadeus Lane. This is the Tech Zone, ABC News Radio, KMET. Huge shout out to my man Sean back at home base. Sean, what up, my friend? How are you? Are you enjoying this information on grounding and earthing like I am? Hope you are, because it can really, really transform your life. I've been grounding for about a couple of weeks. My inflammation has went down. My muscle spasms have went down. And I encourage you to definitely find out more information about earthing. But before we conclude our conversation with Clint Ober, talk about and reset the awesome news we talked about in the beginning of the show, just in case you missed it. If not, there's a method to my madness. I want you to do this. I want you to go there. We have a new app for the show. Tech Zone Paul Amadeus Lane. You can go to the Apple Store, your app store. You can download, just search Tech Zone Paul Amadeus Lane. There you can be alerted whenever there's a new episode. You can comment and talk about the episode. You can share the episode. You can call me a jerk. That's cool, but just don't call me late for dinner, because you know a brother has to eat. We also have it at the Google Play Store too for all your Android devices. Go there and definitely download it, check it out. You can comment on the different episodes. And I really like for you to really share this episode about earthing and grounding that I'm having with Clint Ober right now. I mean, this is some fantastic information that can truly change our lives. And we're going to pick up our conversation about the benefits of grounding and earthing and just this amazing innovation that Clint and the team have to offer us. My friend, well said, well said. So grounding is free, but we know that, you know, we live very busy lives, and what you guys have done was to help us out in our busy lives. Tell ones about the website where they can go and find out more information about ground therapy.
Okay, you can go to the ground therapy, it's actually groundtherapycenter.com. And they have a few of the products listed there. But basically what we tried to do, what we learned early on, the most important time to be grounded is during sleep, because that's when the majority of your healing and recovery takes place. So you want inflammation. That's the least time you want any inflammation in your body. Okay. And so chair for some people, that's more for practitioners. But so we have these simple things, you know, you can put on a bed. It's a graphite or carbon, conductive carbon, and it'll last forever. It only sells for, you know, not very much money, but anyhow, you put it on your bed underneath your sheet, or you can sleep directly on it, either way. And so when you lay down on it, it just, it's life-changing. So people who sit in a chair a lot, they can use these grounding mats that just sit in a chair, or they can buy a fancy chair, but that's not what I really recommend for most people. But just the little mat, you just put it in your chair and sit on it. And then we have what they call this desk mat for people who are at the computer all day. So your wrists are usually on the mat, or, you know, on the mouse or on the keyboard or whatever. So you're grounded. You can't have carpal tunnel or any of those kind of things when you're grounded. And that's the whole point here. And the patches they're a life changer. Those are for people who have any kind of chronic ongoing pain. Put the patch on it, leave it on it until the pain's gone. Otherwise, you can use it for convenience, like you're using it there. Just plug yourself in when you're moving, you know, when you're sitting there. So, but that's a very inexpensive way to go. But it's the most important way to learn and experience the wow, because just in 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, it's life-changing for everybody.
It sure is. And what really intrigued me about grounding, me being confined to a wheelchair, I can't get on the ground. I mean, I can, but trying to get me up is kind of cumbersome. But and for ones who are not mobile, I definitely encourage you to get grounded, and also your caregivers too, because as your caregivers are taking care of you, they're getting inflammation because there a lot of things going on in their bodies too. So Clinton, you and your team really changed my life with grounding. I'm telling you, it's I don't know if it's my imagination or my placebo sizing in my brain, but my stomach went down a little bit too. So I'm not sure if that's the case too, Clint.
What it does is, like I said, it normalizes the metabolic processes, and because a lot of radicals are created during metabolism, and then you get the bloating and the edema and all of those kind of issues. It eliminates all that quite quickly.
Absolutely.
But it's there's what I try to tell everybody, because a lot of people say, especially the guys, the women all say they experience it. They say, fine, give me two, one for me and one for my mom. the guys all want to say, I'm not sure about this. This can't be true. If this were true, I'd know about it.
Yeah, how hard-headed us men are, right, Clint?
I'm the worst. Me too. Get this to you. But it's really challenging to believe, because what happened was before 1960, we were all barefoot or we wore a leather sole shoe, and if it rained, we had to take our leather sole shoes off and carry them because we couldn't let them get wet; it would ruin them. And we would only wear shoes to school or to church, but as young kids, we never wore shoes. But in 1959-60, that's when we invented all of these low-cost synthetic polymers that we could make these synthetic soles for the shoes, plastic for carpeting, all this stuff. But in 1960, that's when we started wearing these shoes. And then the athletic shoe came along. And then today, almost everybody wears a synthetic sole shoe. So to give you an example, back in 1960, 90% of the visits to a doctor were for infectious disease, acute injury, and childbirth. Over 90% of the visits to a doctor today are for a stress-related health disorder, inflammation-related health disorder, meaning the immune system is sufficiently compromised that it can't maintain health. And what this discovery is about, because diabetes, autism, lupus, MS, it was 1 in 10,000, 1 in whatever, or 1 in 1,000, whatever, 20 years ago. Now, autism is 1 in 36.
Yeah.
They're saying that, 40, 50% of all people could be diagnosed with some level of diabetes. These are all modern health disorders. I mean, these are all, so what happened? So that's why when Ritger and all those people from Boston, Mass came out and said, you don't have diabetes. What you have is chronic inflammation. Mm-hmm. And it's affecting, the proteins or something in your body that's creating this situation. So, but by the time that was published in 2004, we knew that grounding was reducing pain and reducing inflammation. So then we learned that, well, if inflammation is the underlying cause of all these modern health disorders, then there's no question that loss of natural ground, loss of being naturally connected to the earth or spending time grounding ourselves to the earth, is the cause of all these modern health disorders. So we spent the last 20 years, I think we have 24 peer-reviewed published studies. Now there's a couple more coming out, and these are all available at the earthinginstitute.net. And what we did, over 20 years, we've measured everything in the body, and basically it's based on our research, we know, and this was all done at half a dozen different universities with researchers affiliated with the various universities. But we know that you can't have inflammation in a grounded body. So the issue is, how do you get people grounded? Because it's part of your immune system. It's what holds your immune system stable. The immune system is working for radical. So you've got to ground the excess, just like in electrical or static electricity. We have to discharge the body to, it's like in the ESD industry or the the software computer industry, everybody has to be grounded because otherwise they have static electricity. And if you touch a chip or some software, it'll burn the chip. And if you're having surgery, they have to ground you because if there's any static electricity, it gets through the skin, and then you can create a cardiac event. So, it's common knowledge in a lot of industries, but the public is totally unaware.
That's true. And
shoe companies are unaware, and the carpet companies. but it's we had the 57 years, 1960, 58 years now. We've had the benefit of rubber sole shoes and plastics. Before then, they didn't exist. So every innovation is a double-edged sword. A lot of good benefits. We can have all this plastic products and conveniences and all of this stuff. But on the other hand, it's compromised our health. So now, the next 50 years, we have to fix it.
That makes sense.
It's going to create a new economy. And it's going to correct a lot of the things in the healthcare system that need to be fixed. I mean, pain meds. You can't have pain when you're grounded. You know that by now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And that's mind-bending. And so the biggest problem out there is all of the pain meds. And just give them a patch, 10-cent patch, and say, get grounded.
Absolutely.
So this is just nature. It's just we're evolving. We're getting smarter every day.
Yep. And it makes sense. Nature's technology healing us, and we appreciate you and what you're doing, Clint and the team. You guys are awesome and helping us to get healthy. But before I let you go, my friend, is there anything else you'd like to articulate to the viewer or the listener out there about something we may not have touched on as of yet about earthing and grounding?
Well, the main thing is it's a little challenging sometimes right now in parts of the country because of the snow and cold and whatever. But you need to learn this and experience it, and you can do it simply by going outdoors. Just take a chair, go outdoors, take your shoes off, and just put your feet on bare earth, grass, and even push the snow away. Your feet will warm up quickly after you put them on the ground. But you need to learn about this and experience it. You need to do your own study. It's very simple. But the most important thing to me is a couple years ago, John Hopkins came out with a paper, and they kind of quantitatively stated that autism, all of these spectrum disorders, are inflammation related. And there's 100 different reasons. It could be the shots, it could be whatever. But all of these things, like the shots, they create lots of inflammation in the body. They create a cytokine storm. The next day, there's a problem. But the main thing that we have to do is get these shoes off the children. I mean, it's okay to wear shoes to school. It's okay to wear shoes when you're doing whatever. But they need to spend a little bit of time in the yard and get this inflammation out of the body, and especially before sleep. But the main thing we need to, this is not about older people suffering in pain. You can go out and take care of yourself. But the most important thing is we need to educate a generation of people in this next generation, because this problem has to be fixed, because it's affecting not only the children, it's affecting the teachers, the families, the cities, the state, the government, the world. We're in trouble. We have to fix this inflammation situation and protect the next generation. That's my mission. Well
said, my friend. And I'm happy to be able to join you on that mission to spread the word about ground therapy and grounding and earthing. And it's definitely changed my life in the short week or so that I've been doing it. And I tell you, Clint, I'm so glad that when you were that young kid on that ranch, having these thoughts and everything, and then as an adult, you decided to put it into practice. We are so happy that you decided to do that, my friend, and we look forward to chatting with you again. And you're always welcome to come on and talk about anything new when it comes to earthing and grounding, because I think everyone and every platform needs to know about this, because inflammation affects us all, my friend.
And sometimes when you want, get a group together, I'll come up and we'll play with them and have some fun.
Sounds good. Sounds good. We'll get a bunch of tech heads up there. We'll do some earthing and grounding together. That's cool. Looking forward to that, my friend.
All right. Appreciate it.
Once again, a huge shout out to my friend Clint Ober. Clint, it is truly an honor to meet you, to have our paths cross, and talk about earthing and grounding, and just what you and your team are doing to make sure that even though we may not be able to get outside and put our feet on the ground, lay on the ground, there's some great innovation out there that can give us the benefits. And I can speak from experience that it has definitely helped not only my life, but my wife's life as well, too. And don't forget, go to the website. Give you that again. It's groundtherapycenter.com, groundtherapycenter.com. You can check out some of the innovation, the many things that Clint talked about that you are able to take part of, and to make sure that you're grounded. And don't forget, grounding is free too. You can go outside, put your feet on the ground, and get those same type of properties. But what if you're cooped up in the office all day, cooped up in the studio? You want to make sure that you're getting your ground on. That's all I have to say. Clint, thank you so much. Olivia, thank you so much. And the team, thank you so much. This is the Tech Zone. I'm Paul Amadeus Lane. And before I let go, I want to let you know, go to our website, paulamadeuslane.com. Download those new apps. And if you'd like to hear my story of how I got into broadcasting and my injury being a disabled broadcaster, the great folks over at Will Life, they did an amazing article on me, will-life.org. And if you maybe search Paul Amadeus Lane, you'll be able to check it out. What makes the article amazing is not that it's about me, it's that it had an amazing writer, Betsy Bailey. Betsy, thank you so much for making me sound so great and awesome. And for you out there, don't believe the hype. I'm really not that interesting. Just plain old. But thank you so much for tuning into the show. Until next time, I love you all. Take care.
In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the Tech Zone.